Yo, 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 what's up, guys? SlamZoneSports here in the building. Rafe Realm here. You guys are getting it on my channel, Rafe Realm, on YouTube and on Trovo and everything. Guys, we're trying to get the traction. This video is also probably going to be on Fatal Stream's channel as well. SlamZoneSports, guys, come out and check it out. Fatal and I both are owners of this. We're trying to get some traction to our social media, SlamZoneSports. We're trying to get so much stuff going to SlamZoneSports. So this channel, you're going to see it featured on Fatal Stream's channel and my channel until we get some following over to SlamZoneSports. We're trying to get people to it. The more and more people we get to it, the more we can go live to it, especially on Trovo. We need to get our levels up and stuff. So come out and support the channel. I would appreciate it, because the more and more you guys come out and support that channel, the more we'll be able to go live from there and do a lot more. Right now, we're doing it on our channels. Fatal and I are doing things on our channels, respective channels, trying to get traction to SlamZoneSports and gaming. Guys, come out and check out our gaming team, SlamZone Gaming. Everybody is welcome to the Discord. If you play Fortnite, all this stuff, Fortnite, Overwatch 2, Call of Duty, Apex, or even co-op games like Borderlands 3 and things, come on out. Link will be down below for that. Links will be down below in the description for SlamZoneSports, for Fatal Streams, for myself, everything. Me and Fatal are both owners of SlamZoneSports and gaming. So come check us out, support us. All the links will be down below for you guys here on my channel for SlamZoneSports. So check it out, support it. I would appreciate it. Now, let's get into Dynamite for 10/23/2022 real quick. I'm just going to keep this quick. So William Regal comes out, he addresses the crowd, everybody's pissed off at him, everybody's saying F Regal, and, you know, he says, well, he starts acting like he has dementia and shit. It's funny. And what he does is he plays the crowd. He's playing the crowd. William Regal was really good at playing the crowd. Like, he was playing it from the beginning, middle, and end of this promo, and you could tell the crowd was eating it up. Kind of like MJF kind of deal, kind of eating it up. It tells me MJF's going to be a heel going forward, not a baby face. You know, we all knew he wasn't going to go baby face. He's a heel. So, William Regal's a heel. William Regal's probably going to be his manager going forward, which is a win-win situation, really. I didn't think William Regal really needed the Combat Club. I think it was just an olive branch for him to start a stepping stone, then, you know, manage people. So William Regal is going to probably be managing MJF, or maybe MJF turns on William Regal down the road. Don't know. So there was no definitive answer. William Regal did say next week. He couldn't remember what town. Is this Maryland? Is this Chicago? What is this? And he was pretty much making fun of Chicago. And you know it's CM Punk territory, right? Like, it's CM Punk country. So you know the boos and the hissing are all going to be a thing. And they kept saying F Regal, and which they didn't blurt out on TV, which was shocking. I was surprised. They didn't blurp it out. They didn't do anything to fix it. They just let it go. And that's what I like about TNT compared to what WWE does. WWE doesn't blur those lines, and they literally mute the audience. The audience sells a show, right? When you're watching it on TV, the audience sells the show. And thank goodness for that. So William Regal comes out, basically says, doesn't remember, and he basically says he'll give everybody the answers next week. And he will have an email between him and MJF, what was said next week, when MJF is ready, not in this town. Basically. Jon Moxley comes out. Jon Moxley's fuming at the ears. He's pissed off. He's mad. Can't blame the guy. And so technically at this point, Jon Moxley's just wanting to beat the crap out of Regal. What the hell you doing? What the F? And they're all saying F Regal again. So you know the crowd is into this. I did not like the segment. I personally, I don't know how Fatal feels, but I just did not like the segment. It could have been done way better. He could have been standing could have came out of the curtain. Jon Moxley could have said something. Said, hey, look, get your ass out here. Could have said, oh, well, me and MJF we're not going to do this in this stupid, you know, state and stupid city, you know, and he could have done something of the range. Oh, there's already one guy that's been eliminated from, you know, they could have done it so many different things, but they didn't. I kind of want Regal to be kind of like a Paul Heyman, where he comes out and you just know you're going to hate Paul Heyman. You know you're going to despise Paul Heyman when he comes out. But you didn't get it here. And that's what I'm expecting from William Regal. I want William Regal to be that manager that you just go, eventually respect. Like when Paul Heyman comes out, my name is, and then everybody chants it, right? Kind of want that to be for William Regal. I could see him kind of being the MJF guy or a Regal guy. I could see this guy's a Regal guy. You know, Regal, if you watch Regal on podcasting, he's a fun guy. See, Regal can turn it on, turn it off. I think they should keep Regal, and then what Regal should do is have Regal guys where he builds them up, trains them. Because Paul Heyman, as he's your manager, he trains you, teaches you the ropes, things like that. He makes the entertainment better for those wrestlers, right? And I hope that for William Regal. We're going to get our answers next week. Moxley comes out. Then Danielson comes out, which I didn't understand. Which it's pretty much setting up for a Moxley, Danielson. Pretty much the BBC, they're still talking. The BBC exists. So Moxley comes out, basically was this, that, and the third. And then Danielson, I felt this ruined the segment personally, but I get what they're going for. They're not writing Moxley off TV yet. So it looks like they're going to kind of go with this feud where Moxley's going to get his rematch, or it's going to be him and Danielson at the next pay-per-view. The next major pay-per-view. Or maybe they bring this into Death of Dishonor. Maybe they roll this into a Ring of Honor thing. Don't know, because Ring of Honor needs something outside of Jericho. And Jericho is leading Ring of Honor right now, if you like it or you don't. But this whole segment wasn't really that good to me. It just really wasn't good. I felt the anger. I felt it, but I thought there could have been more substance. I wanted to feel like, you know, I this is what I appreciate WWE for with Paul Heyman. They could have had him walk out the curtain, and saying, hey, me and MJF are going to read this email next week. We'll see you there. I'm not doing it in this stupid town, stupid city. Oh, wait, the guy that got eliminated from our company could have said something. You know what I mean? The guy's not here from the company. Where is he at? I'm waiting. You know, there could have been shock and off factor. They didn't. So basically, Danielson basically talks about his father and how Regal helped him realize his potential and this, that, and third, whatever. And then he slaps Moxley and all this stuff. And it's like, are you setting up a feud for Danielson versus Moxley? Is this the thing we're doing? We're building up. And it better be at Winter is Coming, because that's the next big thing for AEW on television. And then you have your next pay-per-view, Death by Dishonor, or not Death by Dishonor. Final Battle, sorry. I keep saying it wrong. Final Battle, my bad. I'm going to get somebody to quote in the chat. Oh, Rafe said the wrong pay-per-view. I know, I did. I corrected myself. Sorry. Final Battle. Coming on December 10th, I think. And then I think they got a NXT pay-per-view Judgment something rather. So I'm going to be reviewing that pay-per-view as well. I'm watching NXT still, so once that gets done, I'll review that for you guys on this channel. Honestly, this show was good. There was some good. You could tell not everybody was there. Not the whole roster was there, but the main important people were there. So after this, they had Orange Cassidy versus Jake Hager. It was all interrupted by the House of Black, and it's great to see the House of Black back. They need to please Malachi Black. Tony Khan, please Malachi Black. Keep him in your company. You need him. Please his ass. If you haven't seen the vignettes and everything outside of AEW television with Julia Hart and everything, it is sick. Like, this is your Matt Hardy in Impact good. Like, just really good. These segments are good. He's pretty much doing what Bray Wyatt was doing in WWE before he got, fired out of WWE. You need to have this kind of stuff. You need to have your cinematic. You need to have your Bray Wyatts of the world in your show. And the House of Black is that. And Malachi Black is an amazing talent. This time they're back. Don't fuck this up, Tony Khan. Listen to your audience. Push him to the moon. Push him for a TNT title. And give the other two a tag team belt and give Julia Hart maybe the TBS belt. Do something to please your wrestling fans. Seriously, Malachi Black is the shit. And, you want to keep your talent happy. So I'm glad to see Malachi Black back beating up the best friends. The best friends, man. Orange needs to get away from them. He needs like a William Regal in his life because Orange Cassidy kind of sucks. And get away from the backpack thing. Why do you have your title coming out of the backpack all the time? It's not good. It doesn't make the title prestigious. You want your titles to look prestigious. Oh, and one thing tonight you didn't see, Ring of Honor Television Championships and Ring of Honor Championships. You saw more of the titles of AEW being shown on TV. That's how it is. That's how it should be every week. Maybe have one Ring of Honor thing, great. One segment, maybe. And then on Rampage have one. And build your shit up for your final battle. Outside of that, it should be AEW, the drink of AEW. Drink it in, man. That's how it should be. I find it really interesting how Tony Khan is now listening to us fans. I think he heard on Twitter and whatnot. People were tired. Enough's enough. Enough with the bullshit. We want just AEW, pure AEW. That's it. You don't need to do much. You don't need to do much to please the fans here. You brought in House of Black, great move tonight. Great move. That's what I'm talking about, and you did it well. You got to make them look strong. Now you got to throw them into this trios championship, but you cannot bury them. And if you have them lose, you have Malachi Black immediately go for another title. Immediately, because he can make that TNT title very prestigious. I'm just saying, as a fan, he will make that very prestigious. For real. Malachi Black was leading the charge in NXT. He made NXT great when he was Aleister Black. Now being Malachi Black, you have him win that title. You give a sense of purpose to that TNT belt. Because I don't think Samoa Joe's holding on to that title very long. And I think Hobbs and Wardlow would suit better to me on Ring of Honor when they go full live. I think that would be perfect for them, because to me, or you can have Samoa Joe still be on AEW. I think they're pushing for him to go AEW, and I think you're going to see more Wardlow and Hobbs more over on Ring of Honor. That's what I think you're going to see. Samoa Joe, please make this title prestigious, because right now your TNT championship belt is in the toilet bowl. And please, for the love of God, I know they're going to go with the Wardlow and Samoa Joe and Power Hobbs again too. They're going to do this again because, Powerhouse Hobbs is going to feel like he was screwed. And so, they're going to do it again. And then we got Blood and Guts coming up somewhere down the line here. So, like I said, we got Winter is Coming, which is a major pay-per-view TV show type deal. It's a pay-per-view show, technically, without you buying it. It's pretty much Tony Khan giving it to you guys, the fans. We got Final Battle. So, to me, we haven't seen the Ring of Honor Women's Championship yet. I don't even know who holds the Women's Championship, really. I think it's Mercedes Carrera, I think. I don't know what, I'm so confused. There's some Ring of Honor titles we have not seen and we haven't had a storyline for, so I'm assuming they're telling that on AEW Dark with Mercedes Carrera. I think that's what they're doing. She's coming off injury. Oh, and so, again, this whole, 3-on-3 was really good. But here's the thing. What was the point? What was the point of interrupting Orange Cat? You just made the Atlantic title. The Atlantic title, they are treating either like a United States title or a Intercontinental title. I think this is AEW's version of either or. But most people are calling it the 24/7 belt because it's hot potatoed. Orange County City needs to do better on making this title more prestigious. Get it out of your back. Put it around your waist. Orange, put it around your waist, my guy. I'm not used to you just carrying it in a backpack. Are you going to do that when you do win the world title or a TNT belt? You're going to put that in the back too? Because I know they're going to push you to the moon and back. You know, you're not just a gimmick. You are growing into your own. I would like to see you and Darby Allin tear it up. I like to see you both tear up the building. I think the Atlantic belt could be so much more prestigious personally, but that's just my opinion. You know, you could have Darby Allin. You could make this into a Intercontinental belt easily by putting Orange in the right matches and not these little shitty matches personally. But it's nice to see the House of Black back. So you got a segment from Britt Baker. Didn't even talk about the Saraya match. Didn't talk about anything. Talking about her championship belt. It was pretty much this whole segment leading into Renee Burkett coming out and basically announcing that Thunder Rosa. Tony Khan had no other choice. Everybody was giving him shit about this. This should have been done 3 weeks ago, before Full Gear. Saying Tony Storm is your actual champion, not interim, taking the label off. Stop with this interim shit. Even your own wrestlers are telling you on Twitter to stop with the interim shit. And he finally did tonight. He did the right thing. Thunder Rosa agreed. She got stripped of the title. If she's not coming back to AEW and has no desire to come back to AEW, or maybe she's still injured, you need to forfeit that title and work up. When you come back, go up the ladder. Just go up the ladder. So at the end of the day, really, to be honest with you, I'm glad. I am glad to see Tony Khan doing right things and not trying to please his talent. He should please himself. Be a boss. Another thing Tony Khan should be doing is wearing suits. Honestly, Tony Khan needs a wardrobe redone, and he needs, when I see him coming out, he needs to look like the boss. He needs to look like Triple H, Vince McMahon, or Dana White. Go look like Dana White. What's good about Dana White is he doesn't wear suits, but he dresses apart from his talent and looks like an entity. He doesn't want to be people's friends. He's into making money and sponsors and things like that. That's where Tony Khan needs to do. Tony Khan needs to stop being wrestling friends and start being serious. When he does these media scrums, when he's talking to the press, he's acting like a boss. He gets serious. That's what he needs to start doing. He needs to start being this way. 3 years in now, you got to start acting like a boss. I want you, when I'm watching when I'm watching the strums or I'm hearing you on Busted Open, I want you to be a boss. You need to start being a boss, not a fan, not a friend, not a fan of the group. You know what I mean? So anyway, he stripped Thunder Rosa. Thank God for that. Then we got into Ricky Starks and Ethan Page. Great match. One hell of a match. I am a fan of Ethan Page to an extent. I don't think he's that great as they sell him to be. That's why he lost tonight. 3 spears by Ricky Starks. Man, people are sleeping on Ricky Starks, man. I'm really saying this. They're sleeping on him. He's proven to you that what AEW signed him for. He was really good on the indie scene. Now you're starting to see Ricky Starks kind of come into his own. You're seeing what Tony Khan is feeling about his homegrown talent. He's taking, because when you lose CM Punk and you lose some of your big talent to WWE, you kind of need to, like, if you have El Idolo kind of going, well, I'm kind of done. Andrade El Idolo saying he's done. Now you got to build your home farm talent. You got to build up your Darby Allins. You got to build up, the Hobbs. You got to build up Wardlow. They need to hit the reset switch on. I don't care who tells me not. You need to hit that reset switch 100%. And literally build that up from the ground up personally. So there's that. So we got Ricky Starks. That match was good. He tried to go for the All Egos Page, the Razor's Edge. And Stothy Hathaway, Stothy Hathaway needs to be a manager. Not so much the firm. The firm needs to go away. It's dead. I think you have Morrissey sitting there. You have him sitting there. You need to start building up Morrissey. Morrissey was a hell of a champion in Impact. You're not doing anything with him. I think they're getting him ready for Ring of Honor. I think you're going to see, like, Morrissey. You're going to start seeing other talents being featured on Ring of Honor than AEW. I think they have a lot of stock in Samoa Joe, Danielson, Starks, Hobbs. Wardlow, but I think Hobbs would be better off in Ring of Honor if that's the way they're going. See, I'm seeing Tony Khan's vision, right? I see what he sees for Ring of Honor, right? He sees this. Chris Jericho, Colt Cabana, The Kingdom. I think he's going to put Adam Cole there, but that's just me. I think they're going to put him in Ring of Honor and have him work part-time because of all the injuries. Now it's coming out that he's had 2 concussions in the last year and a labrum injury. It's coming out that he had a concussion 2 months prior to that, and nobody said anything in the dirt sheets. So I get why they're babying Adam Cole here. Now, do you have him come in as a Ring of Honor talent, or do you have him come back as an AEW talent? It's going to come down to what Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole fits a group, personally. I think he does very well. I think you have him for a minute, do the group thing, and then branch out on his own. Adam Cole on the indie scene / New Japan, he was more of a group guy and then turned into singles. So I think when you relaunch him, you put him in the Kingdom, you reunite him with the Kingdom. Maybe you have the Kingdom turn on him. Excuse me. But you guys get the point with that one. Or, because the Undisputed Elite's done. It's done. Right? It's done. Where does Kyle O'Reilly fit in? Do you have him come back? Kyle O'Reilly's up in the air. You have Bobby Fish kind of, but Kyle O'Reilly signed a max contract with AEW. So does he get a year tacked on from his injuries so he doesn't go back to WWE? What do we do? You know what I mean? So, and Bobby Fish is floundering. I think AEW should patch that up and bring back the Undisputed Elite, but that's just my personal opinion. But I could see Adam Cole with the Kingdom. They've been teasing it in vignettes all over Twitter. So, Adam Cole, take as much time as he needs. If he's had 2 concussions back to back in a matter of months prior to Forbidden Door, and same with, concussions or something. We saw that with Tyler Lola, in football. You don't want to have too many concussions and you become a Danielson situation. You know what I mean? So I honestly, I personally think give him enough time. I mean, let the labrum get, healed. Maybe surgery was done. We don't know. And Kyle O'Reilly, let him heal. You know what? Let him rehab, heal, do the things there. But it's glad to see House of Black back. So Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, one hell of a match. One thing I will say about Ricky Starks is that he's starting, they're trying to give him that Danielson kind of moment. Is he going to win in Winter's Coming? Hell no. It's not Ricky Starks' time. Ricky Starks' time will come maybe for a TNT belt or an All-Atlantic belt. I think those are the 2 things he should go after, and then build his craft some more. Maybe like 6 to 8 months from now, him, Darby Allin, and Hobbs, and even Orange Cassidy or Diamonds in the Rough, they're still green. So right now they're kind of doing Orange Cassidy first, and then I could see maybe Darby Allin, but Darby Allin has to get away from Sting. There's got to be that separation there. Darby Allin wants time off. I think he should take a break. He wants a break. But I think personally, Darby Allin should be the guy. I think Darby Allin should come up the pike. Do I think he should come up now? Yes, I think they should push him as the main event guy, kind of, for MJF. Do I think Darby Allin will win that? No. MJF should be the Roman Reigns of AEW right now. The Roman Reigns of AEW. Nobody should be taking that title off of him. He should be holding that for a year, for sure, a year. Then in that point, what you would want to do is make your other belts prestigious, like your TNT belt, like your All-Atlantic, your tag team belts. Then you can have some of your talent go and build your Ring of Honor brand by winning the championship, and you can make those prestigious as well on that show when they have their own cable television show or streaming deal, whatever they're doing. So Jake Hager in this was just a joke. That match was a joke. Ethan Page and Ricky Starks, that was one good match. I'm not going to frown upon it. It was average and it was good. It wasn't that bad. So we get a segment, and this is where I think the women's thing, after they had this segment, Britt Baker saying how she's the best, and how Hater's the best, and she's the women, she deserves it. I agree with that, but Britt, you just lost. You just lost. You just lost. But they gave that back to you, so you're not talking about that. Britt Baker's not talking about these things. She goes on Twitter and stuff and shits on the fans, saying we don't understand wrestling, but you just lost. Do wins and losses not matter? You shouldn't be running your mouth. But I get what she's doing. She's being a manager. I get it. For Hater. But Hater can speak. Why is Hater not taking the mic going, I am the women's champion, Britt? I should be talking, not you. I don't understand this. Hater should be her own thing, not with Britt Baker personally. But I get why Hater needs Baker, because Baker makes her relevant. This is the thing with AEW that I don't understand. If you're pushing Britt Baker still to the moon and back, she should have won at Full Gear. But she lost. So does that make Saraya, honestly, a top person for your championship then? Hater? Does that make Hater's run going to be short? Because you got to give the belt to the one that gets paid a lot of money. Or you have them losing fuckery. Or do you have Saraya come in and win your TBS belt? Because Jade Cargill is awful. Jade Cargill in this Bow Wow thing was awful. The whole thing was awful. I knew what they were doing with this. It's awful. Jade Cargill is awful. She can't wrestle. She's too mellow yellow. Like, it's lukewarm. It's like every time she comes out, I cringe because she's Goldberg, but a woman Goldberg. Can't wrestle. And when people do actual wrestling matches with her, she can't wrestle. You saw that with Athena. You've seen that with many other talents. She cannot wrestle. She needs to be on Dark honing her craft. This is why I wish Dark would have their own championships where we build up our talent and we get them ready for the main rosters type stuff. That's what they should be doing with Dark. Elevation should be their Monday Night Raw, technically on YouTube. But that's a different story, different time. People could disagree with me with that one. But you get my point. My point is, Jade Cargill segments suck. She looks hot as hell. Sucks. Plainly sucks. Absolutely horrible. And then Hogan gets removed. I don't know if Hogan's going to be with AEW very much longer. But I think Hogan's going to be either her own thing in the women's division. She should have been pushed. Hogan was literally, was literally, no joke, the best thing in Impact for a minute there. Then also, I think she was in WWE's NXT for the Mae Young Classic. She is good stuff. I think she was on MLW too. And then Women's of Wrestling on Paramount. She was good. Tony, this is things that I don't understand with Tony. You don't push talent that has talent as they come through your door. You didn't go out and get Mia Yim, and Mia Yim is kind of coming onto her own in Monday Night Raw. We're seeing why under Triple H. I just don't want to see Kara Hogan get misused and go off to WWE and have an amazing, Triple H run. You know what I mean? Because Triple H will wine and dine those kind of talents. Personally, this is where Tony Khan drops the ball with some talent. Where is Miro? I'm going to say this every week on this review. Where is fucking Miro? I am going to tweet until I get heard. Where is Miro? Is Miro dead? Is he gone? What is his value? We need Miro. Bring Miro back and bring him with CJ Perry. Sign CJ Perry. Like, Jesus. I don't go sign the guy from Impact Wrestling, his buddy. The Drama King Matt. Bring him in. They used to do Rusev Day. Rusev Day. Bring him in. Bring all three of them in. I don't care. Bring them in. You need them. You need Miro. Miro is missed. And I miss Miro. I miss Game Over. Bring him in. Stop this shit. Bring him in. And Tony, I'm going to tweet at you every week until I hear from you. Give me an answer. Where is Miro? Tell me where Miro's at. Like, seriously, you should have him on your television. He should have been a world champion already. Should have been last year ago when he was the Redeemer. You know, I miss the Redeemer gimmick. It's better than Wardlow. And he was making that prestigious title. That TNT belt has been lukewarm since Cody's gone. Sammy Guevara didn't carry it well. You need your game Allah. And you need to sign him and make him look good. You're pleasing Malachi Black. El Idolo's leaving the door. That's a missed opportunity in itself. So these are some of the shortcomings of AEW, man. Like, I'm saying it right here. You're just going to not treat Miro, period, and then you're going to have him walk off back to WWE with freaking Triple H at the helm, you know? Excuse me, I had to clench the palate. My mouth was getting dry 30 minutes into this. So, anyway, that segment, women's thing, great. And then you had, finally, good job, Tony Khan. Finally, you're stepping up and being a boss. I'm giving you a golf clap. You're finally doing what you're supposed to be doing. About freaking time. You are stripping people of titles and you're taking the interim name out of it. You should have done that 3 weeks ago before Full Gear. And Crown, the rifle, you should have just gave that to Tony Storm. Now, I feel Tony Storm was shafted. Out of this, I feel Tony Storm. So now what you need to do now is you need to hit the reset button with Tony Storm. Tony Storm, you really, 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 really need to hit the reset switch. You could have like a Toxic Attraction kind of deal in AEW if you give... Because I can see that from Tony Storm. Tony Storm needs to be more than she is. I felt her run with the AEW Women's Championship was weak. And we didn't even hear about Tony Storm at all. Tony Storm was just pushed off to the side. Oh, well. And that's the thing with Tony Khan and this booking. They need to do it a lot better. Maybe it's because of the holiday. I don't know. But they need to do better. The same with Jon Moxley. I felt they needed to do better. I felt like we're on vacation. Like everybody's on vacation. We're just going to check out as writers. You know, you need to build your feuds for winter is coming. And you need to start building up these feuds. You got to make them feel prestigious. And Tony Khan needs to start doing that. He needs to stop talking about pay-per-view buys. He's finally doing the right thing with not having Ring of Honor champ. Now we're going to see it week per week. We got literally almost a couple of weeks left. We're going to see before Final Battle where they feel they're already building up Top Flight and FTR. They had a segment. So they're going to be defending the titles on Rampage. I think they could set that up literally for Ring of Honor. Literally for Final Battle, stuff like that. Now, so they set that up, so that's happening on Rampage. I'll be watching Rampage because Top Flight is really good. So we have the Death Triangle versus the Elite. It was basically a repeat of what we saw at Full Gear, but this time Pentagon, Zero. Sorry, butchering his name. I love him to pieces. I love Pentagon. I love him to pieces. I loved him since Lucha Underground. Used the hammer this time. The bell hammer. The Young Bucks were going to use that in revenge. So now it's 2-0 going to the Elite, going to Death Triangle. This is another one I'm confused with because, you know, it suits that. Is it going to be a comeback story from the Elite and then they win the belts? Kenny Omega looked really good. Kenny Omega hit the GTS, go to sleep, and then basically did the moves that CM Punk was doing just to play with the crowd. And real quick, if you didn't hear the news, Kenny Omega basically said, look, we're wrestlers too. We have emotions. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. It's all in the art. Basically apologizing to the fans, basically, in his own words in a podcast. I think he was on the Wrestling Reserve Busted Open or something, one of them. And he was basically saying, like, you know, fans, you know, we just need to all move on and cheer on real wrestling and the art of professional wrestling. We shouldn't be talking about the bad. It happened. Mistakes were made all around. I can't talk about everything like I said he was going to do. Kenny's always been a professional. Always has. Always will. And he's also going to be going against Will Ospreay. I'll be watching that Wrestle Kingdom coming up at the beginning of the year. That's going to be good and whatnot. So we'll have a review at SlamZoneSports. We'll actually have a watch along for that too, because I'm excited for that. And I'll be up for that. Now, this match had it all. It was basically, I can say this again, it's basically a repeat of Full Gear. Just minus a couple of, more tried and cheat. Cheat, win, and steal. Lie, I cheat, I steal. Kind of like the Eddie Guerrero, stuff like that. Anyway, so Death Triangle did win here. Penta did use the hammer this time, and you could see Rey Fenix kind of not feeling comfortable. They're still playing that Rey Fenix wants to legitimately win, not use, cheating. I think he needs to get with the point here. I just don't want to see him being kicked out of the group, which is going to it's kind of going to possibly Rey Fenix having a singles run in AEW in a way, which I could see him as TNT champion. I could see him as All-Atlantic champion. I can already see him going to Ring of Honor and winning some championships there. Sky's the limit if that's what they're going for, which is fine because Penta and Penta's a good heel anyway. Penta, we haven't seen all of Penta yet. Penta, we haven't seen Lucha Underground Penta. Penta could do some sick stuff. If you ever watch Lucha Underground, you could see him do some sick shit. And we all know about Pac. Pac, indie scene Pac, New Japan Pac was sick. The bastard Pac is good now. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I think Rey Fenix, they're building for a single push because he's doing very well for himself outside of AEW. He's been winning championships. He's been putting on 5-star matches. I'm surprised he wasn't higher up in the PWI for wrestling stuff. So Kenny Omega looking good, looking healthy, looking like $1 million. Young Bucks are looking really good. It's happy to see them back. I'm happy to see AEW full back to capacity. Now we need to see Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Miro. Yes, Miro back. We need to see these talents back. We need to see Hook being pushed a little bit more. I think Hook needs to be back on television. Hook was, his momentum was there. He's a farm talent. You need to bring him in. Don't have him just on Dynamite. Have him on, Rampage. Have him on Dynamite. You can't just keep him on Dark, man. You gotta put him out there. So, now we're gonna get to the finale match of the night. Chris Jericho versus Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii is a well-known New Japan guy, Ring of Honor guy. He's been a lifer. He's really good at what he does. He is very entertaining. Very, very, very entertaining. Like, I know he does slaps, chops, and a Samoan drop and a few other things, and that's what he's known for. But he is a showman, and you got to respect that. Very much of a showman. It doesn't relate to the United States crowd, but I've watched him for years, Ishii. He is very, very of a showman. It's the art of form. In Japan, it's different than here. We boo and yay to anything. In Japan, they're quiet. When you'll watch a Wrestle Kingdom, I welcome everybody to watch a Wrestle Kingdom with me on a watch along. And you're going to see how Japan is different than the United States when it comes to watching wrestling. They're very quiet. They're more enthralled in the match, watching it and being quiet. They'll cheer when they need to cheer, and they'll chant when they need to chant. You know what I mean? They do less is more approach. And that's the thing here. That's why you're seeing the wrestling styles. Now, Chris Jericho was busted open badly on the chest. I don't know if he got a cut on his chest. I don't know if he cut himself to make it believable that Ishii was doing damage to him. But those shots were, you could see like bright red. It was open and everything. I can't believe they were allowing this on television like that. I thought they would have been wiping, like they would have called it, had Chris Jericho wipe his chest off and have them clean it up real quick for television, but they were letting it go. He was fully bleeding really bad and stuff like that. So I'm surprised TNT, Warner Media, or Discovery Warner was letting it happen on television. But for the most part, I mean, the match was good. Chris Jericho put him in the walls of Jericho or the Lion Tamer, and it was over from there. He didn't fully get him over though, but it was a typical Ishii match. I mean, it had the art form, Chris Jericho landing in the Lion Salt, things like that. But Chris Jericho, still your Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. Got it. He's gonna hold that belt for a while. This is where I think if you're going to have Moxley and Danielson, then where does Moxley go from here? Where does Moxley go? If you're gonna have MJF hold that championship, as long as MJF is breathing in the company, I would have Moxley personally go into Ring of Honor, and they can kind of do a repeat of what they've done. They can kind of trickle what they did at the beginning of AEW within Ring of Honor to build that company up. And then, or you can have Danielson, since he's now talking about retirement. If you guys didn't hear about this, Danielson is talking about retirement. He doesn't want to do a full-time schedule. He wants to do a part-time schedule. He wants to kind of come in, wrestle for a little bit, not wrestle much, do a few things, wrestle here and there on shows, and then, he wants to do part-time. He's winding down in his career. He said he wouldn't mind being a manager, things like that. So if you guys didn't hear that, you can listen to that on a podcast. He was somewhere. He was talking about it. I think it was for F4W or something like that. Excuse me. I'm kind of getting sick, kind of not. Somebody in my house is sick, so there's that. Just keep in mind, like I said, I know I'm going over. This is a long review, but I could totally see Danielson in Ring of Honor winning a championship before his winding down starts happening. There's a lot of dream matches he wants to do within AEW and within New Japan before he goes into part-time and kind of retiring. Danielson did say he's been trying to put over talent. It's not so much about championships. It's more about putting over talent, making talent look good as we're wrestling. So he's a showman. And I respect Danielson for that. It was a good listen. If you listen and read the article on his comments, it was very, very revealing and very telling, and I respect him more for it. He's doing something that he didn't do in WWE. But I think he should go for championships before it's all said and done, before he goes part-time and Danielson starts winding down his career. He didn't say that he didn't rule out that he wouldn't go back to WWE. He didn't rule that out. So anyway, so technically, that was the show. That was the show for AEW for 11/23/2022. I will be back with another video for you guys on my channel and throughout the week. If there's any wrestling news or anything that needs to be covered, I know we're going to have a prediction show about Survivor Series War Games coming up this weekend on Saturday. That's going to be exciting. We got Final Battle coming up. Where's Sasha Banks going to go? That's the $1 million question. Sasha Banks has been filing all these trademarks. Does she show up at Survivor Series? Were we rused? Because the confirmed news on that is Becky Lynch is literally going to be the 5th person. So are we being swerved? Is this just a swerve by Triple H and it's Sasha Banks? Or is Sasha Banks holding out? If Sasha Banks is holding out, good for her. I like to see her being in New Japan wrestling. I would like to see her in AEW. I would like to see her do other things. I think she can accomplish other things, other places. I think she could be, a top tier wrestler. I think, I really think she has a lot to prove in other companies before it's all said and done. We all know Sasha Banks is going to go into movies and shows and things like that. We all know this. Shoot, she's on Mandalorian. So, she's going to be doing movies and stuff, kind of going the John Cena route. She's already stated that's what she wants to do. I really just think personally, man, sky's the limit with her, Anyway, this has been Rafe Realm here on Slam Zone Sports. Please come out and support the channel, guys. Links will be down below to the Slam Zone Sports. Come out, follow, subscribe, help us so we can start going live from there and doing videos over there. This video will be over on there as well after the fact. I let it cycle on my channel for a little bit, and then I push it over there. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. And if you're watching on Trovo, it helps out for the Trovo points on my channel, and it helps out for the follower levels, viewer levels, things like that. Anyway, check out Fatal Streams as well. Also, the co-owner of SlamZoneSports with me, and also co-owner of SlamZone Gaming. So everything will be down below in the description of this channel. Thank you guys for watching, including his channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.